Good morning, y'all. The sun is out, so I thought that I might show you around the garden and let's see what's happening. We had really spring-like temperatures and for about a week, and I knew better than to get out here and really try to do anything. I can't believe we have gnats, but we do. Okay, we've had really cold temperatures the last 3 days, so there's a lot of things that have been nipped and that had come out too early. So I'm going to show you what's happening here. Brian has been building per my request because I kind of design on the fly, and that's just how I've done the whole entire yard for 20 years, and I like it that way, so that's what we do. These are cedars planks that he bought at Lowe's, which sorry about the helicopters. Noisy. These are on the end to keep the dirt from washing that way, and the tin has been put up all along here in the back because I'm going to really kind of do away with these raised beds back here. They have not been successful, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. Maybe pile dirt, maybe push the dirt back this way and pile it up and plant some. I've got several fig trees that I think I might plant along there, and then when they get bigger I'll move them out into the yard somewhere. But lots of plans. See the dirt? Lots of work, and hoping that this cardboard is smothering some of the weeds, because this bed and the one here, I think we got some bad compost 2 or 3 years ago when we first did the beds, and we just never have been able to recover from it. So I'm hoping that doing away with them, that it will, we'll see. This over here, where Teeny is walking, so we've put the tin there, and we have a huge drainage problem back here, so that's one of the reasons for the raised beds in the back. That's why I wanted the raised beds to start with, because this stays soggy over here. All the runoff from up there, and then all the runoff from our neighbors. Everything comes down here. We do have a break, like a ditch that's supposed to break it, and it does help some, but not a lot. This bed was really weedy, and it's some of the same compost that was on the other side. This has worked really well. Last year I planted pineapple sage right there and right there, and y'all, the weeds over here are just about non-existent because the pineapple sage grew so big, and I guess it shaded it out, or I don't know, it really worked. These daylilies are coming back over here. I'm going to make this a whole daylily bed here. I've got so many all over the yard, and the older I get, the more I think I need to just concentrate in less areas to take care of, because watering just gets tedious. And this is an herb bed. That's thyme and chives, and then there's the cutting celery is right there, and only one parsley out of a whole row survived this freezing cold we had earlier in the year. And here we have the dahlia beds. They have started to sprout, and I covered them. I had uncovered them, the pine straw, and then I covered them back up 2 or 3 days ago when we were going to get down in the 20s again. And probably going to have early dahlias this year, and they seem to have survived everything, and it's really just a gamble every year, but I do have good luck with them, and I'm hoping that they've all survived again. This little sedum, it was covering all of this, and the cold weather this winter wiped it out. I see some of it coming back. These are my daylily seedlings, and my goodness, this one needs dividing. It's beautiful. It is. They have really. This one right here is one of my prizes. This is, I named it Ellistonia because a friend of mine Kathy gave it to me. It came out of my grandmother Lewis's yard, which was named Ellistonia in Dawson, Georgia. So that's a treasure for me. This bed, I realize it's not, we've let this grass path get too wide, so I'm going to move, I'm coming back out and make it narrower, probably about a foot out into that. Here are the Byzantine glads. Oh, the helicopters are at work, aren't they? The Byzantine glads, they should bloom in probably in the next 2 weeks. They're some of my favorites. Well, everything's favorite when it's blooming. And here are Spanish bluebells. I think that's right. Over here, they are just, I didn't plant very many when I bought them years ago, but they spread like crazy. And they're covering up some daylilies, which I'm going to get out in the next few days and move back there to that bed. I said I was going to turn it into daylilies. So there are some roses. I've had to dig out some because everything's just not always successful, and I'm learning that it's like, oh well, you know, there's always next year, and there's always a plant nursery to go visit. And we have a new one in Winterville, which I'm so glad that we have, and it's opening today, which that's wonderful. Anyway, there's the trees. They're really pretty. This redbud has been just wonderful, wonderful. It bloomed on the trunk. I don't know if you can see it. There's still some blooms on the trunk, but this cold, the last couple of days, has gotten it. There's the yard. Up here we have bachelor buttons. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. All these are bachelor buttons that I've let naturalize, much to my husband's chagrin. He would like to mow them down, but he did mow around them, bless his sweetheart. And we should have a whole like a semi meadow up there. And I moved the table so that, you know, getting ready for a table scape up there in the bachelor buttons when they bloom. So that's about all that's happening here. The weather's just really beautiful today. Just really, really beautiful. And here's some daylilies. I've divided a few. I'm just amazed at how much work there is that needs to be done. I have made me a place right there so that I can sit and look at this garden, because that's a lot of the times how I design or how I decide. I sit and look at it until something inspires me. I guess that's just an artist, because I am not the linear black and white, that kind of, I'm just not. It's like all about let's feel how this is supposed to do, and that's what we do. And I'm married to the opposite, which makes a good team. So anyway, that's ranunculus, not buds yet. And back here is a bed of potatoes. I'm so happy. I didn't plant them the last few years, but I planted them this year, and I got the screens down before the squirrels dug all of them up. So I'm hoping for a good crop there. So this is the overview. That's how it's looking now. And the lavender was cut back, and it seems to be coming out. So that's my place. That's my garden, where I'm trying to concentrate and pull a whole lot from the yard back here so that I don't have as much to take care of. Ha ha. It's like Brian said, we bought a garden with a house on it. The house is just an afterthought. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at the wintertime, kinda springtime yard. This is Mona from Winter Past.